Donc, cette photographie, elle est prise à Mexico le 12 octobre 1968. Et c'est comme si elle venait effacer, dans une certaine mesure, ce qui s'était passé quelques jours avant sur la place des Trois Cultures à Mexico. Et je continue de m'interroger sur l'indifférence qui a marqué l'ouverture des Jeux Olympiques au même moment.
Au cours de l'année 1968, le gouvernement de Gustavo Díaz Ortez, dont la préoccupation principale est l'organisation des Jeux Olympiques, adopte une politique de rigueur vis-à-vis des mouvements étudiants. Cette politique développe l'agitation au lieu de la freiner.
Ce mouvement a pour objet de défendre la Constitution, les principes d'autonomie universitaire, de liberté de la presse. Et ils ont, à quelques jours justement des Jeux Olympiques, prévu une manifestation pour réclamer ce respect de la Constitution, encore une fois, dans un endroit qui s'appelle la place des Trois Cultures ou Tlatelolco. Les discours commencent et tout d'un coup apparaissent des sortes d'éclairs dans le ciel qui sont des fusées, un hélicoptère qui passe au-dessus de cette place. Et à ce moment-là, je me souviens avoir vu arriver 2 chars sur la place. Et ça tire de partout. Alors les gens ne comprennent pas, se précipitent. Les gens se sont couchés comme ça, les uns sur les autres, pendant que ça tirait de tous les côtés. Il y avait des cris, des pleurs. C'était la confusion et l'incompréhension. Moi, je me souviens, j'avais commencé mon papier pour Le Monde en disant « c'est la guerre et c'est un vrai massacre ». Et donc, ce massacre qui avait lieu donc 10 jours avant, plus d'une semaine avant le début des Jeux Olympiques, s'était fait, comme on l'a dit beaucoup, au nom de la paix. Au Mexique, todo es posible en la paz. Tout est possible dans la paix. Il fallait que ces Jeux Olympiques aient lieu, c'était la gloire du pays. Il fallait arrêter ce mouvement à tout prix, quel que soit le prix. Et le prix, c'était la mort.
Olympic victory ceremony, 200 meters, men.
How did it all start for Tommy and John? This is the official photograph of the ceremony.
This is a beautiful picture. It really is. I personally, I can't get enough of it. I see it as often as possible. I think there are a lot of factors that led to the athletes making the decision to do what they did. Certainly, with Dr. King's death gave a much bigger sense of urgency to put together some kind of protest. The original idea they had was that they were both going to wear black gloves. It turns out that they just had one pair of gloves, so they decided that Tommy would wear one on his right hand and John would wear his on his left hand. Obviously, the raised fists were the symbol of black power at the time. And the black socks were sort of a reference to their black people's former status as slaves and their continued status in bondage in the United States as being second-class citizens. But not just Tommy and John, but Peter Norman, the Australian silver medalist. They all wore buttons with the letters OPHR, and that stood for Olympic Project for Human Rights. He wanted to show support for them, obviously, and that's why he asked to wear the button. But he was as ostracized in his own country as Tommy and John were here in the United States.
We published it in Time, and it caused quite an uproar. It was very controversial because, unfortunately, the great mass of Americans were horrified. They were against it, terribly against it. They thought it was an insult to the American flag.
when they got back home, they struggled to find jobs because people didn't want to be associated with them. And both of them have said to this day that they continue to get death threats. A lot of people told them, you should be grateful that this country has given you an opportunity to represent us on a world stage, and look at how you showed your gratitude. You practically spit in their face, and you did it during the anthem. And 50 years later, that's almost word for word what they told Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick started it during the national anthem at football games to do a protest at the games. Very prominent deaths in police custody of young unarmed black men.
What is happening here again is that the particular behavior, like one is standing up showing their fist and the other is on their knees. This particular behavior says we have a problem and we need to talk some more. And we have not completed the struggle for equality.
We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
You can kind of tell that it struck a nerve, what Colin Kaepernick did. He just turned 30 not that long ago, and he's out of football. They've not signed him to another contract. He's out of football completely when he's in the prime of his career. And it's all because of a stance he took on behalf of his people, that he wanted to have his country repair. And instead, they pushed him aside. They threw him away.
Well, why don't you have a look on these two images? And you tell me, where are we now? You know, I mean, it definitely has that kind of feeling. Again, as a photography editor, I feel that we need to broaden sort of all the things that we look at, and that these examples are excellent in terms of showing people that there's a consistency. There's a consistency to behavior. There's a consistency to how we show political action. There's a consistency to the way we photograph these things.